hello, and happy Sunday. You are tuned in to Teams with Voices on IntellectualRadio.com. I'm your host, Shantiera Wilson.
Daria Jordan.
And today we have a very, very exciting show. We're hopping back into the fashion and modeling world today. But before we get into any of that, of course, we have to do our weekly review. Yes, what do we do? What do we have coming up? So for me, not really a lot, not as much as I usually have, because I've been focusing a lot on prom and graduation is coming up. And so I have to focus on that, make sure I have everything for prom. So I've been focusing on that a lot, but I do have the play Cinderella, which I've talked about before in the past. It's actually going to be the 5th and 6th of May. And it's going to be held at the Dr. Martin Luther King Center. So make sure you guys come out to that. It's going to be the 5th to 6th. It's going to be an amazing play. It's basically focused around all youth. I think the youngest actor there is 4 years old. Oh. And he dances, he sings, and he's really amazing. So it's focused on a lot of youth. We have a lot of local Chicago talent. We have a lot of different people coming in, and it's going to be a great show. So make sure you come out and you watch it. It's going to be amazing. I can already tell. And then after that, I am going to be involved in 2 fashion shows, which we will be talking about later on today. So we'll save that for later, but I will be involved in that. So I'm happy and thankful for that opportunity to be a part of. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
Well, I was surprised because I thought it was going to be, because usually you do have a lot going on. So I was like, what? Yeah. But yeah, I'm happy for you, prom and graduation. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I graduated back in January. So I haven't been in school for a few months now. But I mean, I don't know. I kind of miss it sometimes. Like, I wish I was there second semester, because second semester senior year, like, everyone lives for that. You know what I mean? So I'm happy that I did graduate early. But then at the same time, it's kind of like, oh, okay. I see everyone there and they're excited. They're graduating. Prom. Yeah, I still get to go on prom and walk the stage, which is amazing in itself. So I don't know. I'm excited for prom, though. Yeah. We're actually going to a banquet. Yeah, we're going to a banquet room to do the send-off. And so we're going to have really pretty decorations and balloons and food and photography, all this type of stuff. So it's going to be a nice turnout. I'm excited.
I'm excited, too. Well, my weekend's been pretty busy. And next week I'm going to be busy because Friday after school, I went on the Living with Sam Graham show. He had me on there. We talked about the radio show, my modeling, what's been going on with me and everything like that. And Zaria was actually there too, the singer, and she did really good. She did really well.
Of course.
Yeah, that was really fun. And yesterday I had the honor to be invited to Debutante Divas event with Carisha Butler. Thank you to her for inviting me. She had me come out and speak to the young girls about what makes me have black girl magic, and that was really, really inspiring. Like, this one girl, she was 12 years old. I forgot her name. She was 12. She said the reason why she came was because she heard it was going to inspire her, and she wanted to be inspired, and she wanted to be herself. So when she said that, I was like, oh, I know I have the power to inspire her at such a young age. I mean, we're not that far apart, but still, that makes me know that I'm doing something right, and that makes me want to keep going, to know that preteens like that really look up to me. So yeah, that was really, really exciting.
Yeah, I think that's one of the greatest things about doing what it is that we do, because even myself, like with my book, of course, I got reviews and people saying, wow, this is so inspiring and great novel, all that type of stuff. But then with the show as well, you have people who reach out to you and have reached out to me, and someone actually told me that I was an inspiration to her and she would want to come on the show. Of course, she said she has church, and so she couldn't come on the show, but she just reached out to me, and it doesn't happen often, but it's those little times that it does happen that makes you be like, okay, well, I'm doing this for a reason.
Moments too.
Yeah, most definitely. So those are the things that you can benefit from, and makes me happy.
Yeah. And next week, I have another photo shoot with Billy Montgomery next Sunday. I am so excited because he shoots me so well. This one's going to be outside, I'm pretty sure. I've never shot, like, he wants to do it at a beach. I've never shot at a beach before. So let's see how that turns out. Thank you, Billy Montgomery, for the opportunities. But yeah, that's kind of what's been going on with me.
That's cool. I think I've actually seen the one who take my pictures for the pageant and stuff like that. She does beach shoots and they look so pretty. She actually did one. Someone was pregnant with
Aw.
twins and she had a baby and it was so, oh my God, it was adorable. I loved it. Seeing the sand and the
Right.
water. It looks really nice. So I think that's going to be a nice turnout.
Thank you.
Most definitely. All right. You're watching Teens with Voices on Intellectual Radio. When we get back, we'll come back with a very good hot topic. Stay tuned. When we come back. And you are back tuned into Teens with Voices. All right, now, it's been a lot on social media over the
Yes.
past few days. Oh my goodness. Okay. So the very first thing that I saw this morning when I woke up was that there was a couple who they were dating.
They were
And
engaged. He proposed to her.
oh really? Okay. Well, they were engaged and she ended up dying on 420. She committed suicide. And then on 422, her fiance killed himself as well. And I guess on social media, what I've been picking up was he did a live video. And I guess it was kind of like his final goodbye, telling people that he was going to do it. And he went on there and he was basically saying how people were, blaming him for her death and how it was just too much to go through, her dying. And so, yeah, he ended up killing himself as well. And there has been no other sources or any other information that I found this morning. I don't know if you have, but any other information that's been saying why she did kill herself in the first place. I don't really know what happened. We haven't gotten any information. But the fact of the matter is that, yeah, she killed herself a few days ago, and then he turned around and he killed himself as well. And that just brings me to the topic of suicide and suicide prevention. I actually know a few people in my school who have killed themselves that I know personally. Yeah. I also know a few people that I went to school with back in middle school who have killed themselves. And it's something that, people don't really talk about. It's not something that you sit down at the dinner table and you have a discussion with your kids about. But it's something that needs to be said. I mean, it's horrible for people to feel like they have
the option left.
Exactly. They have no one else to talk to, nowhere else to go, but to kill themselves. I mean, I don't know. It's heartbreaking both for the families. It's heartbreaking for the people whose lives were lost. It's just a sad situation all the way around. And I feel like you're hearing a lot more of it.
Yeah.
And there needs to be something done about it, which is crazy. So actually what I did was I went online and I basically found, according to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, I basically researched the ways you can notice someone is going to kill themselves, signs and ways you can prevent it. So the first way to know that someone is going to commit suicide is basically when they talk about it.
Yep.
So that's the number one. That's the most obvious one. If they talk about it, if they start saying that how they're a burden to other people, if they start saying how they're feeling trapped, if they say how they're experiencing unbearable pain,
mood, like different changes in moods.
Exactly. As also how they have no reason to live, and if they just just full out say that they're going to kill themselves, that's the red flag that you need to get them help, and you need to definitely have a conversation with them about it and do something about that. The second part is behavior. So an increased use of alcohol or drugs is also a really good sign, according to the American Foundation for Suicide. Just basically searching online for ways to kill themselves. If you notice that, they're doing that type of stuff, definitely get them help. If they're acting recklessly, withdrawing from activities, isolating from friends and family, sleeping too much or sleeping too little, if they're visiting people and calling people basically to say goodbye. And lastly, giving prized possessions away. If they're giving away any of their valuable things, that's definitely also another red flag. Lastly, the third way to know or kind of feel if someone's going to commit suicide is their mood. So figuring out how their mood changes. Number one is depression.
That's the main thing.
Yes, depression. If they're being depressed, if they have a loss of interest, something that they really love to do and they just don't want to do it anymore, that's another key thing. If they have rage, if they're always angry all the time, if you have someone who, isn't usually like that, and then all of a sudden they do have rage, that's another sign. Irritability. And this is like extreme cases. This isn't just your something happens so you're irritated. No, these are extreme cases of irritability, humiliation, and anxiety, which is all things that I know people close to me who have dealt with. And it's just really sad. If you are being bullied, or if you are, whatever the situation is, being bullied, have depression, anxiety, if you're feeling like you just got to get out, and you're feeling like you are going to commit suicide, please get help. You can go online. There are resources available for you.
Many phone numbers you can call.
Yes, most definitely. All you have to do is just go. There is help out there. And believe it or not, there are people that's going through the same exact thing as you. When I was getting bullied, I felt like I was just the only one going through it. But you know what? There are people out there who want to help. So please seek out that help. You can go to where I went earlier this morning. It's called the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Please go and please get help.
And some people, they feel like even the resources they have, they're going to get judged, or they're too scared to admit what they're going through. So what do you say to them, to get them through that?
Well, that's a good point too, because like I said, when I was going through that in middle school, that was my whole thing. I didn't want to tell anyone because I didn't want anyone to get involved. What I would say to that though is that's the first way to help yourself. You're not going to
It's not going to
feel any better. Right. You're not going to feel any better until you talk to someone. It doesn't have to be, if you don't want to tell your mom, if you don't want to tell your family members, don't. There's resources you can go to. Yes, at school. If you're in school, there's, like I said, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention you can go to. There's different outlets that you can go to. And this is anonymous. You don't even have to tell them your name. You could just call, talk to them, and they'll help you figure out other ways to get through it. So committing suicide is never the answer. And so many children, so many teens are killing themselves. And it's really sad. I really wish and hope that if anyone is going through that, just please get help. Please, because it's not worth it. You have so many more years to live. Your life has just begun. There's no reason to take your life at all. And I understand where you're coming from. I understand how it is. I've been through it. But it does get better, and you can't get through it.
And that reminds me, with Aaron Hernandez, the football player who was convicted of murder, he killed himself in jail because he felt as if I heard the reason why he did that was because when he killed himself, the $15 million that he was owed would go to his 4-year-old daughter. So I mean, that's still not an answer to a reason to kill yourself, but I see where he's coming from with that. His daughter's gonna get all that money, but it's still really sad.
Yeah, it is, and it's becoming more and more of an epidemic. It's becoming more and more of a problem. People just aren't reaching out for help, and I don't know. I mean, we got to do something about that.
Please reach out for help.
Most definitely, and especially if someone comes to you and tells you. That's why every time if I'm on Facebook and I see someone, even if I don't know that person, if I see them say something like, I hate my life, or I have no one to talk to, I am the first person to inbox and reach out, because sometimes that's all it takes. It just takes one person to say, are you okay? What's going on? Do you want to talk about it? And honestly, you don't know. Just one word, honestly, can change someone's whole entire mentality and whole entire day. Just knowing that there's someone there who cares. So that's the number one thing. So please, after all of that, if you are thinking about committing suicide,
or know anyone,
yes, please use those resources. When we come back, we'll have more hot topics. Thank you. You're tuned back into Teens with Voices on Intellectual Radio, and now we will get into some other hot topics. Now, moving on into music. I don't know if you saw, but Regina Carter, she did just recently go on prom, and she had a Beyonce-inspired dress. And I know you're part of the Beehive, and I don't know if you saw the, I don't know if you saw the dress or not, but
the Trayvon Martin dress?
No, it was Regina Carter, Lil Wayne's daughter. She had like a it was like a sequin dress. I guess it was a dress that Beyonce wore in an award show. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to Beyonce like that. Right. But she had a Beyonce inspired dress, and it was beautiful. It really was. But I don't know. I don't want to say anything because I know you are a Beehive, and I know how they are. I know how they are. I don't care. But I don't know. I just feel like sometimes Beyonce is just a little overrated sometimes.
I know you think so.
I mean, I understand she's super, oh my gosh, she's so talented and amazing at what she does. And now she's creating opportunities for her daughter, not just herself. Blue Ivy actually has a clothing line coming out, which is amazing. And she has a clothing line coming out. And then Beyonce, she did the fitness wear. It was called, Ivy Park or something like that, after Blue Ivy. So she has fitness wear, kind of like the Nike fitness wear with the, sports bra and the shorts and stuff like that. So, yeah, she has that now. So I guess they're moving into other ventures now because she did just have her twin. So big family has expanded.
And I mean, you say I'm part of the Beehive. I don't pay attention to her life. I just love her music. So I don't really know anything.
I know how some people who are Beehive, they are like,
they go all the way
out. They will literally, if you say something bad about Beyonce, like that's,
oh my God, yeah,
that's your head. Yeah. So I didn't know if that was you or not. So I didn't want to say anything. But then Chance the Rapper, of course. I always have to talk about Chance the Rapper. I feel like I talk about him every single Sunday. Oh my God, I just love him. He has raised over $100,000 at his birthday celebration. Now, of course, I mean, I don't know. I think his VIP tickets were like $2,000 per person or something like that. Yeah, which is pretty expensive. But he used that money to then charity, of course. He started his own organization. And he, quote unquote, says that he started it to empower the youth through the arts, education, and civic engagement while focusing on leadership, accessibility, and positivity throughout Chicago. So he has started his own organization now.
I think he's doing well with what he's doing. I have not heard anything negative about him, and I don't think I ever will.
No,
like he's the best. Like I can't stress that.
He really is. But the thing is, he's using his music
for good.
Yes, he's not just using it to profit and just make a ton of money. Because if he was, he would have been charging for his music in the first place.
Right.
So that's not why he's doing it. But then he's using it to donate, give back to the city where he came from. Yes. And of course, you have some rappers who come back and they rap and they do concerts in their hometown, and that's their giving back.
Right.
Taking your money. But then he's actually, he came from Chicago, of course, and he's giving back to his city.
He's putting the effort to do it.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, I think he's definitely going to continue to be blessed throughout his music career if he continues to pay it forward. And he's going to get all that back, of course. So that's good.
Nice job, Chance.
Of course. Now, going back to the whole bullying situation that we were just talking about, all that type of suicide situation, the judge, and I don't know if you remember, but there was a story of this girl. Her name was Amy Jo Francis, and she went to school and she was actually beat up in a bathroom. She was young. She was a teenager. She was in high school. Either a freshman or sophomore. And she was beat up in the bathroom of her school. And the girls, they actually just got convicted.
I heard that. And I saw the fight too.
Yes, and it was crazy. And they basically attacked her. And they had on Facebook that they were going to do it. They had planned this out for months.
You can't do that on social media. You can't do that, period.
Exactly. But then, to put it on social media, it's kind of just like, okay, so I don't know if they went in intending to kill her. I think it was one blow to the head that ended up killing her. Yeah. Because I think, they attacked her and I think she hit her head on the sink. And I'm sure they didn't intend that to happen. But I mean, you shouldn't be fighting anyway. Like, there's other ways to
resolve something.
Yes, you don't have to fight. Everyone just wants to fight. Everyone just wants to prove how hard they are. But at the end of the day, if you were as hard as you said you were, you would be woman enough and mature enough to go to the person and actually talk about the situation. You wouldn't have to fight in the bathroom and catch someone
And
off
then
guard.
they don't think about the consequences. I'm
Exactly.
pretty sure they didn't expect to be convicted of anything, but they
Yep.
deserve it.
But now they're gonna spend some time in jail, and it's
Think
just
about
it's
what they did.
unfortunate for
Right.
everyone involved. It really is.
But prayers out to her family.
Yes, they finally did get that conviction. So that's at least the good thing that came out of that situation. And now moving on to some very, very positivity.
Yay.
Okay. A 10-year-old named, I really hope I don't butcher her name, but her name is Kahiris Pollard. She was bullied in school for being dark-skinned. And now she has become a nationwide phenomenon on social media. I don't know if you've seen pictures of her, but she's 10 years old, and her sister posted a picture of her. I guess she did her first fashion show.
Aww.
And this ties in really well to the guests that are coming today about fashion. But she did her fashion show, and her sister ended up taking a picture, put it on Twitter, and it went viral literally within minutes. It went viral. And so now she said that she gained confidence within social media. Everyone now told her that, she's so beautiful, she should model, and now she's actually getting agency contracts, and it's going really well for her.
That's like right up my alley. I'm proud of her.
Most definitely. Just post a picture and hope that happens. But I think the good thing about that story is the fact that, she was bullied, she was made fun of, and her mom and her sister decided to get her involved in fashion, get her involved in fashion shows.
Right.
And she ended up being this phenomenon.
And
now
then
she got
that
agencies.
goes back to how fashion and fashion shows really can gain confidence and really make a negative turn into a positive. I love that.
Most definitely. I think that's great for her to have that newfound confidence.
Yes.
Because
it's such a young age too.
Exactly. And that's what I was about to say. It starts at a young age. Giving positive thoughts and positive vibes to your kids at a young age, it definitely helps. And then fashion shows, of course, that builds confidence as well.
It really does.
So that's really good. I love that happened. Well, that's it for the hot topics. You are watching Teens with Voices on Intellectual Radio. When we get back, we'll have our first guest. We're tuned back into Teens with Voices on Intellectual Radio, and you might remember hearing about her organization, 2 Sundays ago. But we have someone else here to talk about the organization. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Jakeitha Coleman. I'm actually the founder for No More Cover Girls campaign. It's a campaign where we're actually trying to challenge what society thinks beautiful is. I think oftentimes, social media, the different stereotypes, they have a lot of young girls and even women thinking there's a certain standard to be beautiful. So we definitely want to break the strongholds and the bondage of any of that and just change, what people think about being beautiful is.
So is it it's an organization though, right?
It's a campaign because I actually have a business. It's J Shanae is my actual business in the organization, but it's a campaign that I started. So kind of sort of like an organization, yeah.
Would you say this is for all ethnicities and colors?
All ethnicity, color, religion, age, stage of life. As a young girl or a woman or an elderly woman, there's no boundaries.
Okay, now what would you hope to gain from this?
For me, it is just a prayer of mine that after this campaign, that women and girls of all nationality, age, again, just love themselves for simply who they are and be okay with that. In regards to what society thinks or what they come up in their own minds, just to be you and be okay with being you. That's it. That's the goal. That's the mission.
Makeup, no makeup, doesn't
I just think that's a distraction to say, oh, if you wear makeup, you don't think you're beautiful. Right. To me, no, I absolutely love makeup.
It's just exaggerating.
Exactly. I think it's a distraction to say, oh, okay, well, if you wear makeup or if you wear hair extensions, then you don't think you're beautiful. That's a lie. Because at the end of the day, it's not your outer appearance what makes you beautiful. It's your heart, the heart that you have. What you can give to others is what makes you beautiful.
Most definitely.
So if we can break past a sew-in or because they're going on this rant about darkening your eyebrows. Well, I don't have any, so can I just draw them on? Like it's just that simple. So it's just like, just take the standards off what even being a woman is. Like, who made the rules?
No one made the rules.
Exactly. So just be free to be who you are and be okay with that.
Exactly. That's really important, honestly. Yeah. At the end of the day, just being yourself and being comfortable with yourself. Most definitely. So what type of events do you have?
So it's going to be a conference held Saturday, May 6th. The doors will open at 2 for registration and it'll start at 3. So basically it's a conference where we'll come together and some of the things that I thought that were that would be fun to do. Remember girls how they had the burn book? So I thought it would be a great idea to think of all the things that you don't like about yourself. Every flaw, everything that you think makes you not perfect. Mm-hmm. And so we'll write them down, put them in the burn book. And we'll burn them, So, and then at the end, I wanted to do a pledge to self-love. Let's pledge to love yourself just regardless. Like, I don't think people realize that every flaw that you have makes you you. Mm-hmm. Like the pimple that I covered up, that makes me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I don't think people realize that, just be you. So I'm excited.
Wow. So how long have you been working on this?
I got the idea last year in November. I wanted to rush and do it. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it. But, I'm a very religious person. Not even religious, but my faith is very important to me. And so, I prayed about it. Like, God, give me the platform, give me the tools. And I actually, there were things that I had to work on within myself because I can't come to you and say, no more cover girls when I'm trying to cover up, things myself. So back in November, I had the idea. So New Year's Eve, I decided not to go out. I'm like, no, I'm going to stay at home. We didn't have church. And I prayed. I said, God, if you give me this platform, I'll use it for your glory. And that's when, doors started opening. I got connected with Diola, who I worked with the entire time and had no idea. And then I started, talking to different people who were interested in the same thing that I was, and it happened.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's really amazing. And you made a good point. You said, you can't teach no more cover girls if you're not,
yeah, no.
you can't be contradicting in that way. I think that's really important because I don't know if you know this or not, but I am the Miss Black Teen Illinois U.S. ambassador. So my whole platform is, self-love, accepting yourself, because I was bullied, so I want girls to feel comfortable in themselves. But then I felt like, I can't preach this if some days I don't really feel it. I can't teach self-empowerment if I'm not empowered myself. So that's a really good point that you made.
So what are ways that girls can start accepting themselves more?
I think in order to actually work on you, you have to be honest with you. What when you look in the mirror, what do you see? When I look in the mirror, before I seen things that, I was sad, I was depressed, or maybe I didn't like my weight, but I had to be honest with myself. This makes me uncomfortable. So I think once you learn what makes you uncomfortable or the things that you don't like about yourself, to just simply embrace that. Embrace that you might be a size 12.
Right.
That's what makes you you. Embrace that, your hair might not be as long, or your lips might not be as full as you think they are. So just to simply look in the mirror and see all the things that make you beautiful.
But there are no mistakes. God made no mistakes.
And if only we could see ourselves in the eyes of God.
Yeah.
Because they said that we were created in His image.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if you just allow yourself, be honest with yourself first. Totally. Okay, I don't like my nose. So it's to be honest with yourself, and then think about all the things that make you beautiful. Whether you have a kind heart or if you like to give, find the beauty in you.
Even if it's just one.
Yeah, because we start and we pick like, I don't like this. I don't know. But what do you like? What do you like? How can you change the world? That's how I look at it. To just find out the things that I love. What makes me beautiful? I think my caring heart makes me beautiful.
Right.
So just simply start by being honest with themselves.
That's amazing.
So how can someone get involved?
Well, you can actually, there is a page on Facebook called No More Cover Girls. They can email if they want to become a part of the campaign. Actually, it's pretty simple. You can like the page. You can email saying, hey, I want to join the movement. And I'm actually looking for ambassadors because I didn't know the magnitude of this until I started. And it's a lot. People are interested in joining. So just email nomorecovergirls@gmail.com, or they can follow me at JShanae or Jaquita Coleman on Facebook. But I was looking for ambassadors who could say, okay, well, I'm willing to take a stand in my area for the No More Cover Girls campaign. So it's just a simple like, click, send me a message. It's open to all.
Open to all.
That's my favorite part about it. So yeah, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because even my 4-year daughter, she's No More Cover Girl, like Team No More Cover Girl. Yeah,
that's adorable. All right, that's great. So you said anybody can reach out. It's open to anyone.
Open to anyone. Yes.
Could you repeat the date and the time?
So
of your
it'll
event?
be Saturday, May 6th at 2:00 p.m. So it'll be at Rhema Word Church, 5460 West Ohio, Chicago, Illinois 60644.
Now, is there a cost? Or?
No, the registration is totally free. What I've been doing is I've been asking for people to donate, but I am totally fully prepared to invest and to sacrifice to make this unbelievable. So registration is free, and once you register, you will get a free gift at the event.
Wow.
So you'll get a journal, a mirror, just things that can help you throughout the journey. Because I don't want this to be like a one-time thing. It's my hopes to keep it going every month.
Annual or monthly?
Well, within the campaign, I have a calendar for the entire year. So we'll do like fashion shows, we'll do like walks to self-love, we'll do like clothing giveaways, we'll do like team building, activity, different things. So I have a lot planned.
Wow, that sounds amazing. Yeah. Make sure you guys go out and support that event, and it's free. So
it's totally free.
Gain something from it.
Yes, most definitely. Bring out everybody that you think will benefit from the event. Yourself, if you think you would benefit, make sure you go out. Yeah. Is there any other information you want?
There will be 2 special guests. They're 2 authors. They're Black female authors. One is Eugenia Jefferson. She has Confessions of a Frustrated Millennial, the best book ever. And then Irene Abrams, she has Free to Be Me. So it's just, I've read the books myself, totally blessed by both of them, and I just wanted to share the things, because you never know what people are going through. And when you were talking about the suicidal thing, the other day I seen the girl, she posted something on Facebook, and I immediately messaged her.
Yeah.
And at that moment for her to say, this is all I needed. So it's just like, just trying to get the word out. I think if we come together as women, as girls, as individuals, the power that we will have, the ways that we can change the world would be phenomenal.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Well, that's an amazing thing you have
Thank
going
you.
on. Congrats on that.
Stay in touch with her.
That's great.
Yes.
All right. Thank you all so much for listening. You're tuned in to Teens with Voices on Intellectual Radio. When we get back, we'll have the next guests. Thank you. We're back to Teens with Voices on Intellectual Radio, and sitting beside us we have another two guests. So if you all want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Tierica.
Hey, I'm Natasha Pritchett.
Yes. And can you just explain to us what it is that you do or have going on?
Well, we have a fashion show coming up in May the 13th. It'll actually be my first fashion show, something that I plan to make an annual event, a fundraiser for my church, which is Full Gospel New Life Ministries. We have a couple of different guests that are coming out. Natasha Pritchett and her husband, Sean, as well. Their group will be there. There's a spoken word person who will be there as well. We just plan on having a good time and, giving people the opportunity to showcase their different talents, have a few vendors coming out to support as well. So I just plan on having a really good time.
So this is all at the fashion show?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, and I'm Natasha Pritchett, and the name of my event is called Souls Say Yes. It is a networking event. It is a fashion showcase where we will show off the latest trends in shoes, all things feet, all things shoes. We'll have vendors there. We'll have Miss Shantiera Wilson in the house.
Thank you for that.
We will have Lady Andrea Hudson. She is our motivational, inspirational speaker of Prayer and Faith Outreach Ministries, my church. Woo woo. We will have Minister and recording artist Keisha McFarland. She's a native of Chicago, Illinois, and her sister Kim McFarland, for those who may know. But she will be in the house. We'll have a radio personality there, and she'll be doing some interviews and photo ops, and there'll be food and gifts to give out to people. And the cost is only $10, and it's all about promoting. It's all about networking. It's all about just being the best you possible and supporting each other. Yes, as women.
That is amazing. So what gave you the idea to do that?
About 2 years ago, I came up with this, well, God gave me, it wasn't me, God gave me this idea. And I've seen fashion shows. I've seen, things geared towards fashion and, apparel and things like that. But I was like, I haven't seen anything geared towards shoes. And I love shoes. I have no flats right now, but anyway, but I love shoes. I'm all things shoes, fashion, and music. So that's that, and ministry. But anyway, so I was like, God, I want to do something with shoes, dealing with shoes, and then just also tying it into the Christian or the spiritual aspect of our souls, the soles of our feet, everywhere that our feet walk, and the ground that we walk on, and the places that God will have us to go. And so he gave me Soul Say Yes, and I procrastinated because I was supposed to do it last year, and God forgive me. But this year I was like, if I have the opportunity, God, you give me the opportunity, I'm going for it, and I'm going strong. And so May the 20th, Soul Say Yes is going down.
What time would that be?
It's actually at 6:30 p.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. And it's at the Daystar Auditorium, 1550 South State Street in Chicago, Illinois.
Wow. And for you, Kiana, so the designers, are they local Chicago designers?
Yes, I believe they all live in Chicago. Actually, the bulk of them, Natasha actually introduced me to. She has been a big help and inspiration in this whole show, and even the whole idea of me wanting to do a fashion show. I actually can not only give thanks to God, but I have to give her credit because she has been a huge inspiration throughout this whole thing.
Most definitely.
So how did you guys get your model? Did you guys get the models yet?
She recruited a couple, a few people that I went to school with and some people that I worked with, a few of the church members. So
It's a big collaboration.
Kind of just pulled people from everywhere.
Right, yeah. And for my event, it's more so the and they're bringing their own models in. Okay. So that's how that's going.
And is it open for all ages though, right?
It's open for all ages,
okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. And then can someone still participate, or is this kind of just already
as far as buying tickets, you are more than welcome to purchase your ticket at eventbrite.com and just search Soul Say Yes May 20th. Yep.
All right. $10. And for you, can models still participate, or do you have your lineup?
Yeah, the model spots have actually been taken. As she said, if you want to purchase tickets are available on eventbrite.com, and you can search Fashion Forward. And those tickets are $15 in advance and $20 at the door.
Okay, and your event is open to all ages though?
Correct.
Okay, good. All right, is there any social media that you all have that you want to shout out?
Other than my Facebook page, it's Kiana Summers. All of the information in reference to the fashion show would actually be there.
So they can get in contact with you there.
Yes, I also have an email address that's there as well, and I can give it. It's mrs.tks15@gmail.com if you have any questions or need any additional information.
And you can find me, Natasha Pritchett, on Facebook or at Natati P, my personal brand page on Facebook.
All right.
Thank you.
And one last thing that I want to know. You guys, you are very pretty. Very, very beautiful. I love your whole your outfit. Like, I'm over here with my little black shirt. You guys got the jewelry. The whole just carried. Yes, I'm saying like the makeup, the hair, everything.
Right, exactly.
So are you guys open do you model?
I do model.
Okay.
I actually modeled once, and that was the show that she asked me to be in last year, which is what inspired me to, want to do more. So if there are other opportunities available, I'm open for them.
Okay. And can people still contact you through the same information that you listed?
Yeah.
And for you as well? For me. Okay, great. Any other information?
I just want to shout out my baby daddy here in the room. Shout out to Sean Pritchett, the arranger, the producer, the songwriter. Yes. He is in the room. My founder of Right Spirit Ministries. I just want to give a shout out to him. If you haven't purchased the single, it's entitled Mighty God. You can get that on iTunes.
Go get it.
Amen.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on and talking about your events. You're watching Teens with Voices on Intellectual Radio. We'll be back. Back into Teens with Voices on Intellectual Radio, and you all watching should not have any free time in May because we have so many May events that you definitely need to go and support. Go buy your tickets on Eventbrite, like they said. Go be a part of events. Yes, go be a part of the No More Cover Girls. Go out and support. These are amazing events that you definitely do not want to miss. So basically, just to recap, make sure you go out, make sure you support, And again, I want to mention for anyone who might be considering suicide, the Suicide Prevention Foundation is American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. And there they do have counselors. They have toll-free numbers that you can call and seek help. So please reach out.
Reach out and get that help.
Most definitely.
And for me, I am doing a drive. Once again, I am doing a drive for the homeless. I am collecting toiletries, little foods, and just, like paper towels, napkins, toothbrushes, anything that the homeless might need that they might not have. I will be collecting in April and May. I will be giving out on June 17th, and I will hopefully want the bags finished by June 4th, at least 100 bags. You can reach out to me at my email, which is dariagator@gmail.com, or my Facebook page, which is either Daria Jordan, that's my model page, or my personal, which is Daria Gator. And please reach out. I really want to have 100 bags, because I feel so bad when I'm walking down the street and I just see, especially in the summer because it's really hot, I really want to give back. That's just my main thing. I want to keep doing it. I'm going to do another one I'm going to do another one in the winter. So please stay in touch. Please get in touch with me and just support me through this.
Exactly. Make sure you definitely do donate and support that, because it is sad and it is getting very hot, and you're dealing with people who don't have food, don't have a place to go. So, homelessness is a big thing, and you'd be surprised how many people are homeless. So most definitely go out and please support that. Support. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back in 2 Sundays. Thanks for watching.